Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's topic is Kei Komuro's opponent-villain theory. Opponent-villain theory is a word I created. It is the argument that the opponent is a villain. In the Komuro document in this April, Kei Komuro wrote Mr. X, who is the opponent of Kei Komuro, as if he were a villain. Generally, in court, a lawyer may write the opponent a devil in a document submitted to the court. Some lawyers do this in extreme ways. Of course, since it is a conflict, they will write that the other party has a fault, because if the opponent has no fault, they will lose. The worse the opponent is, the more he is unilaterally damaged without any fault. Take for example an extreme example. If something is claimed in the proceedings and the other party's argument is a lie or a delusion, you have no obligation. Under these circumstances, some people will want to insist that the other party is a liar or a delusional illness. Now, let's say you write a document that describes the other party like a devil and submit it to the court. In that case, what kind of effect does it have? I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know. Perhaps the judge may doubt the personality of the person who wrote the document. Even if the opponent is not his benefactor, I think the personality of the person who wrote the document may be suspected. If the other party is a benefactor, I think the possibility of being suspected of personality will increase. Now let's return to the Komuro document. If the other party is a villain and is doing harm to you, that person has bad intentions. The intention of the other party is the starting point. Kei Komuro mentions the true intention of her ex-fiancé on the second page of the text of the Komuro document, that is, at the beginning. There was news about financial troubles on December 12th, 2017, and the news was overheated after that. After consulting with a lawyer, he received advice such as you should do nothing. Some lawyers said the purpose of the ex-fiancé may not be money. And Kei Komuro writes as following: these advices overlapped with what I and my mother felt when we were watching the press. The first thing we felt in the press was that we couldn't understand the true intentions of her ex-fiancé. It is true that it is reported that the former fiancé's intention is that he just wants to get his money back, and that he just wants to thank him because he doesn't like the lack of a word of gratitude. As I saw, since much of the information reported was different from the fact, the words reported as the true intention of ex-fiancé may also be different from the facts, and the reported ones are face value. I didn't get it as it was, and I and my mother's fears were doubled by the fact that there were untrue and insulting episodes that weren't necessary if he just wanted to mention support. The attacks so far have led us to think that her ex-fiancé has more thoughts than the press reported. Of course, this is how I and my mother felt. It's just that. In this way, he wrote the document. Kei Komuro writes that Mr. X is claiming 4 million yen with ridiculous malice. This is an attack, but a legitimate claim for him. Outrageous malice causes attacks so far. Mr. X is a villain who does this kind of thing. That means that the person receiving the claim, the people receiving the claim are the victim. Therefore, they felt afraid. Moreover, fear doubles. A weak people who are only attacked unilaterally. They are suffering a great deal of damage. The above is an assertion about intention. Next is a misunderstanding. This is a mistake. He writes as following. A former fiancé told me through a reporter that he had misunderstood the entrance fee of university and tuition fee of the university. Misunderstanding. I mentioned on delusions earlier, but even if the opponent misunderstands it, it will be the fault of the other party. From here, it is common for lawyers to load the other party as a person who has a strong misunderstanding or a person who has a strong belief. I'm wondering if Mr. X really made a mistake about this part. Even if Mr. X really said he was misunderstood, the question remains whether he was really misunderstood or was accused. Taken together, according to Kei Komuro, Mr. X is an insidious person who charges a large amount of money with ridiculous malice, and a strange person who charges money by mistake. Kei and his mother Kayo are unilaterally attacked and victimized. He is doing this for a benefactor who has given him a lot of help. I doubted Kei Komuro's personality. As I read it, suddenly the story of the true intention comes out, and he wrote as if Mr. X had ridiculous malice. But to me, Mr. X doesn't seem to be malicious. Therefore, it seems that Kei Komuro and Kayo see the malicious intent in the other party and say that it is there. After all, it seemed that Kei and Kayo were seeing something close to a delusion. When I read this way of writing, I felt as follows. First, Kei Komuro's intention. I felt a lack of integrity. Next, about his action. This document, I felt that this was a serious attack on Mr. X. I also felt that the ex-fiancé was threatened by the repeated mention of compensation claims for engagement cancellation. That is also an attack. Kei Komuro should have taken the New York State bar examination this week. I think I've seen reports that he is not going to be a lawyer. If he becomes a lawyer, he should understand that the opponent-villain theory has side effects, big side effects. Even if he doesn't become a lawyer, he should be aware that creating such a document can ruin his credibility. Thank you for watching my channel. See you next time. Bye.